Okay, this is like my third time filming this video because Junior's TV just keeps being so loud in the background. So if it's loud, please ignore that. But as you can tell by the title of this video, we're gonna get into my labor and delivery number 2. I can't believe I'm saying that because didn't I just film this video like a year ago? It's kind of bittersweet because this is literally gonna be my last baby. This is gonna be my last time experiencing, you know, birth and everything like that because I got my tubes removed. I did do a vlog of that, so now that I got this video out, that vlog's gonna be up next. Let's get into this story time. On June 4th at 3 p.m, that's when I had my OB appointment, and that was just to check to see how dilated I was, and I was 4 centimeters dilated. I started having Braxton Hicks contractions since I was like 20 weeks, and they've just been consistently every day since then. So I didn't know like I was gonna dilate, you know what I mean? Because like I said, like I just had contractions at the time. So since 30 weeks pregnant, she was measuring a week ahead and she was very low. So my doctor was just telling me to just be prepared to have her anytime. I was 37 weeks and 5 days pregnant when my labor started. So after my doctor's appointment at 7 p.m. that night, I had a bloody show. And then at 9 o'clock that night, my contractions and like my labor completely started from there. Although I didn't know it until 4 in the morning. From 9 o'clock, I just decided, you know, just to go to sleep and everything like that. So all the way up until 4 in the morning, like my contractions were pretty consistent. This is whenever I actually started timing my contractions, and my contractions were 2 to 5 minutes apart. It was until 6 in the morning that I couldn't bear the pain for as long as I could keep laboring at home. My husband wasn't going to be with me in the labor and delivery room because he had to be at home with our son since we have nobody to watch him and everything like that. So yeah, that's why I wanted to labor at home for as long as I could. So at 6 in the morning, I got my husband and our son up. I got our son ready and everything like that. I got myself ready. I went in a oversized t-shirt with sweatpants and my Crocs. Like I was over it. I was ready to have her and get back home. I had my hair braided and I had lashes on. I went to the wrong hospital, and the hospital I got to was actually like the regular hospital that I went to. I had a fall whenever I was 20 weeks pregnant, and I busted my eyebrow open because I landed on my face. So you can't even see it now. But that was my first time I had to get stitches. So yeah. If you're on my Snapchat, you would have seen that. So I went to that hospital instead of the women's hospital. So while I was getting admitted there, like they were doing all the paperwork and stuff, and I was having to wait for an ambulance. So whenever I got in the ambulance to go to the other hospital, I was at 6 centimeters at the first hospital, right? I got to the second hospital, the women's hospital. I did triage and everything. So from there to the new hospital, I went up at 8 centimeters. I went up to 8 centimeters. And the only way I knew that was because I could no longer bear the pain. Like I was starting to squeal in the triage room, in the triage area, because like everybody else that's there with me is pregnant. And the only thing that was separating us is a damn curtain. So the poor nurse that was with me, she was running back and forth trying to get all these papers signed. And she wasn't even telling me what I was signing. She was just telling me to sign here, sign there, and everything like that. So that way I could hurry up and get into a labor and delivery room so I could get the epidural. So while I'm getting like transported via the bed to labor and delivery, I'm just squeezing these nurses' hands. I'm just like, oh my God, this is so painful, everything like that. I finally made it to labor and delivery. Of course, the anesthesia team is taking freaking forever to give me the damn epidural. And I was already at 8 centimeters, right? And I told myself long ago, I was just like, you know, if I'm at 8 centimeters, I'm gonna just have to push through because I'm already right there at the end. Oh my God, no. If that's what 8 centimeters felt like, I didn't want to know what 10 felt like, how it felt like to have her head just coming out. Like I just couldn't, no. So I'm very lucky I got the epidural at 8 centimeters, but I just couldn't do it. And I finally got to experience what Charlie horses were. That's the dryer. I finally got to experience what Charlie horses were during this pregnancy, and that's literally what the damn contractions feel like, is freaking Charlie horses. I finally got the epidural and everything was like smooth sailing from there. But my progress slowed down. So they had to give me Pitocin, and it took me forever to get from 8 to 9 centimeters, from 9 to 10. By the time I was really ready to push and everything like that, I had to wait for my OB doctor. So luckily she got there in time, and literally as soon as she got there, like, we just went to it. So I started pushing, and it only took 4 pushes of 10 seconds for her to come out. And she was born on June 5th at 1:26 p.m. She was 6 pounds and 9 ounces, which is crazy because, like, I didn't have any appetite. I didn't even want to eat during this whole time I was pregnant with her. And all I ate was freaking baked potatoes. Like, that's literally all I ate was baked potatoes. I've always called her my little potato for that reason. After I had her, I waited like another hour for like the epidural and everything to wear off so I could go to postpartum. When I got to postpartum, my husband and my son came to visit, and I had gotten her for the first time since like the delivery and everything. And yeah, so I only had to be away from home for one night. So then the next day at like 4 o'clock, I got discharged, and ever since then, my days have been so busy. But having 2 under 2 has not been a problem. Like, it's not been hard at all and everything like that. And I love my little babies. So now I'm 2 months postpartum. I only bled after having her for 2 weeks. And I just wrapped up having my period after the whole delivery and stuff. So my period after her this time, like, it was completely different. Like, my period with my first pregnancy, well, after my first pregnancy, like after like the whole labor and delivery with my first one, my period came back normal. Like, it was just like a normal period how I always had them. But this time, like, I don't know if it's because like I got my tubes removed or whatever, but I bled for a week and I had a lighter period. And usually like my periods were only 4 days, but this time like I was a whole week straight. So that's new. I'll get into like the whole, pregnancy symptoms and everything like that in another video, because as I was pregnant with a boy and a girl, like, there are differences, at least to like in my experience, there were differences in each pregnancy. So I really want to make a video on that. So stay tuned for that. Also stay tuned for my tubal removal surgery. I did a vlog on that, so stay tuned for that one. And so sorry for Miss Rachel in the background. I tried to be as loud as I could. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this labor and delivery story number 2 and everything like that. And like I said, I'll make a video, breaking down each pregnancy differences and also like what I packed as a second-time mom and stuff like that. So yes, stay tuned for that. Okay, here is my 2-month postpartum body. But yeah, so that's it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one and everything. So yeah, bye.